Hi, this is Jeff Bell here with a Football Guys quick hitter coming out of week 2. Make sure to subscribe to the YouTube page where you can find this content and more. Now, is it time to panic on Josh Allen? First off, there are several factors to consider. First, the opponent playing the Pittsburgh Steelers week 1 of the very best defenses in the league, and that defensive pressure got to Josh Allen. He was pressured on 36% of his dropbacks, more than any in his breakout 2020 season. Now, if you look at the quality of throws, he had 18% of passes that were qualified as bad throws. Last year against Pittsburgh, it was 26%. So there was improvement in that area. His wide receivers did not help him. He had 6% of his passes dropped, which would have been his 4th worst game in the 2020 season. There's plenty of concern surrounding Josh Allen right now that the league has figured out what the Bills are attempting to do, much in the same vein as Lamar Jackson struggling at the beginning of last year. But there are certainly reasons for optimism as well. If you look at Josh Allen's breakout 2020 season, his first 8 games, he averaged 23 points per game. He even had a stretch in there of a month of 4 straight games where he averaged 16 points per game over those 4 games. The second half of the season, everything clicked in, starting with the Seattle game. He averaged 27 points per game, which would have placed him at quarterback 1 in the season. Balancing it out, he ended up quarterback 2 right behind Patrick Mahomes. Now, in this Pittsburgh game, he had 51 pass attempts, which would be his career high in the regular season. We know what this Bills offense is going to be. This Bills offense is going to flow through Josh Allen. They are going to throw the ball, and they're going to allow him to run the ball. He rushed the ball 9 times for 44 yards. So we saw the rushing floor that we'd like to see. Some of that production was knocked down due to a fumble that he lost, but he threw no interceptions. He really got hurt without throwing touchdown pass. He only threw 1, and that was to Gabe Davis, who was able to salvage his day with that touchdown. One of the big questions about the Bills is how are these wide receiver targets going to break down? And it's going to be Cole Beasley and Stephon Diggs on the volume. 13 targets each in this game. The team will use Emmanuel Sanders and Gabriel Davis to stretch the field. Sanders' ADOT was 18 yards per attempt, and Davis's was 13. So they're going to go down the field a little bit more with these guys than with Josh Allen, with Stephon Diggs and Cole Beasley, with who they will use more underneath. Should you be concerned? As a Bills fan, I am a Bills fan, and certainly there is a level of concern that with some of the things around the team this season, the preseason, some of the storylines around Cole Beasley were things that you didn't want to see in camp, and you're worried about focus on this team. The way that they performed last year, are they taking things for granted? But you're here for a fantasy aspect, and from the fantasy aspect, there is no reason for concern. Josh Allen has played his most difficult opponent, the Pittsburgh Steelers, this year, and no defense will match up to what they are able to put on the schedule. And we know the volume will be there. 51 pass attempts. It's a great opportunity to buy low on a player who will deliver elite quarterback upside, one of the few in the league who you can rely on weekly moving forward. So buy with confidence and make sure to like and subscribe with our YouTube page.